And I'm out on Pittock Lake. I'm out with my son Jeff, who has gone ahead of me because he is out there, and I've been playing around with my camera equipment. Now we're all set to go. We'll see if I can catch up to him. We're going to go up the Pittock Lake. It's fed by the Thames River, so we're going to see how far we can get up the Thames River once we get to the top of Pittock. I've been on the lake before, it's right down Mark back here. I know there's lots to explore on the outside of the bridge, but we never really checked to see how far we could get. Jeff's really going to have it, so we'll be keeping up with him today, and I'm sure he'll have plenty of energy to go as far as we want to go. And so hopefully it'll be a good day on the water, and you can't get a car down to here? Hey? You can't get a car down to here? Definitely a better spot to put in. Yeah. I'm quite surprised there's no more people on the lake. Well, no, I'd expect all these guys with their fishing boats and stuff to be out here. It's a long weekend. Well, hopefully the wind doesn't change on us. We'll have it on our back coming down the lake. When I went up here with Mark, there was a pretty heavy headwind coming back. So we were out on Friday afternoon, Gordon and I. We were paddling on Guelph Lake, 40-50 kilometer-hour headwind. So we were smart enough, we went right directly across the lake so that we could go up the opposite shore, get a little bit of relief from the wind coming up shore, and then we came downwind after that. Literally surfing over that. That was good. See, if you actually came down here with Becca though, you don't have to go all the way up the lake. Go up to the top and go up the Roth Park, and then that's a half an hour back. That's it. I like doing the lake because you get exercise. No, it just adds more time to the paddle, that's all. Because you're a good half an hour up the lake to. We'll see more boats up here. We'll see more kayaks up here. Because a lot of people will just put in on the other side over here, or put in right there. So if you were putting in right now with Becca, just put in right there where those guys are sitting. And then you know, you can come up here as far as you want to go, and then if you you still want to go paddle around the lake a little bit, you can paddle around the lake when you come back, right? Okay. So there you go, we're off the Pittock and we're now heading up the Thames River. Now we'll get to see how far we can go up the river. We kind of gave up actually last time. Well, and it was getting to the point where we wanted to get back to our barbecue. I don't think you can get all the way to Innerkip up here. You got some more off as well?
More off. My first 2 weeks just off and can't tell you how long.
Won't be too bad once you get around the corner over here. Hey? Would be a good place to fish, wouldn't it? That's the other advantage of this boat.
Yeah, you got your little watch.
So Mark and I were up, we stopped and had a beer underneath this tree last time.
Yeah.
And we just got around the corner over here where this tree is here. We saw these 2 huge turtles, like this big, huge. So I know for sure we go left. I know we go left here, but if you want, we can go quickly poke up and go right. You getting thirsty? Curious to see. Let's go. We went left, and I know the river goes left. Okay? Is it fish?
Either fish or a bird to go in the water.
Well, I don't think you can go very far up here. But we're gonna go and have a look anyway. We're gonna definitely come back and do this part. I don't think this goes very far. All right, heading up the Thames from the Pittock, and we're taking the first right turn rather than the first left. I know the left definitely goes upstream. We didn't go right last time though. This looks like there's just no flood there. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Well, have a quick look. Yeah, the water's not moving here, so it's not going anywhere. We're just going to go around the island. That's all this is. I like exploring though, it's always fun to go poke around. Alright, doesn't go anywhere, but at least you can go all the way around, so there you go. A little bit of a roundabout. This is not going anywhere either, Jeff. both dead ends. I went down to last fall. Well, you probably heard the story already, but we went down to Dunville. There's a place called Bing Island Conservation Area. We've got the conservation pass, right? So I always go to all the different conservation areas, and you can drop in down there. And the original plan was for us to go ahead and paddle from there all the way down to Port Maitland, and then pull out when you get to Lake Erie. So we were going to drop down to Port Maitland and then run back up and drop in at Bing Island. So it was a good idea in theory. Unfortunately, when we got down to Lake Erie, the waves were just too big coming in off the lake. That last 500 yards would have been a bitch for boarding the kayak, especially using a 10-footer, not 10-foot back. I mean, I'm a little bit more comfortable, so I probably would have tried it, but I said, you know, let's just go paddle around up there. So we parked at Bing Island and we went paddling there. There's all kinds of marshes there you can go and explore, like this, like really long, tall reeds and stuff. So we're poking around in all these marshes, and all of a sudden we come out to the main part of the river, and there's all these geese just in the river in front of us. I said, Gord, they're not moving, man. They're not scared of it, right? So we paddled up to these geese, and they were decoys. And there's 4 guys sitting in the woods over here with rifles, and they're hunting for geese, right? So I mean, they're with their calls and stuff like that. And then this boat comes down the river. It looks like it's straight out of Deliverance. It comes floating down the river. And this guy stops and says, "No, you boys shouldn't really be paddling up the river. You realize it's geese season, right?" I said, "Well, yeah, and this doesn't go a long way." Anyway, so we continued to paddle around a little bit, and then we decided that we were going to play it safe, and we paddled around, went over to the Dunville side, paddled into town, and then came back again. But I'd love to go down there and explore. First off, the trip down to Port Maitland down the river would be kind of cool, but there's all kinds of little places where you can go, and as you're paddling down the river, you can take a right and go and explore for a bit, take a left and go and explore for a bit. The Grand River is really wide down there. I'm surprised there's no heron or any larger birds on this river. I'm surprised there's no heron or larger birds on this river. Like once we got up the Nith River past New Hamburg, once we got past where all the raw sewage was, we started to see all kinds of stuff. We saw a couple of eagles. I think a peregrine falcon we actually saw. Obviously tons of geese and stuff as well. Lots of fish. So, you know, eventually the river got better, but there's no reason why you wouldn't see them here. The river's fine. We didn't go much further than this last time, Jeff. Just around the corners where we turned around and came back. We'll see. This is a good little paddle, eh? See, definitely drop in just at the bridge there, Jack, with Becca. This would be perfect. Mark and I didn't come this far last time. We packed it in by now and we headed back. Yeah, when we were last here, there was a guy with a boat up here. That's why we stopped. It's getting shallow now anyway. We're going to run out of water soon anyway, Jeff. Well, the Thames continues up into the little town of Innerkip. I don't think we're going to get that far. I think we're running out of water here. I'll keep on going as far as I can though. I can see houses. Yeah, we're almost up to Innerkip. We're almost. I think we're pretty much at the end of our journey here. But let's go up as far as we can, and then we're going to change the battery, and we'll start heading back. Another 5 minutes, and we'll turn around because this house is up here now. So we've come a long way up the river. This is a great little piece of river. I love it. Sounds like somebody's pumping something in here. You can hear a pump up there.
Looks like there's actually
through this part. See if we can paddle around that little rock there. That's it. Alright, we've explored all 3 channels in this little part of the river. It looks like actually past this little swift here you can go further up. The water, frankly, is a little cold right now, and I'm not sure we're really interested in walking upstream right now. I think we'll come back later in the summer though. and we'll try and walk through this little part here. And I mean, you can probably paddle if you really work hard at it. But all right, now I'm here. Let's see where I can get. I don't want to get out though, so that's the issue. And I made it. All right, there you go. So you can get up the river from there. Now I'm gonna have to go and turn around and catch up to Jeff. Looks like it's getting shallow here anyway. We're pretty much near all the way up to Innerkip. But we'll definitely come back up this summer and we'll walk if we have to, because it's getting shallow there. We made it to the first one though, so we'll come back down. Okay, so you can get past that spot. We're not going to go any further because we've got to go home and barbecue. And we were almost 2 hours to get to here, so 2 hours to get back. And now my son Jeff is taking off for me, so I'm going to have to go catch up. You can go further, and it looks like you do have to walk a little bit once you get there, but I've got my water shoes on, so once the water's warmer, we'll come back up here and have another go at this section of the river, and we'll start further up the lake though, instead of starting at the bottom of the Pittock by the dam, or Roth Park I should say. We'll start at the bridge. It'll be easier that way. So I made it up that swift. Made it up the middle of it, and then it's flat water up above that. It looks like you go further up, it's going to get shallow again anyway. That's why I didn't bother to yell at you to come up. But yeah, I paddled up through it, and then turned around and came back down through it.
I've just been drifting back and taking me this far.
Yeah, you know what? That's good. That's the best part, right? When you get all the way up here, you have yourself a beer.
Have a beer, just drift back. All I had to do was steal my stuff away from the
Yeah. There you go. You earned this afternoon, sir. You did. You're working hard. I'm proud of you.
Time outside in the sun.
Eh?
Time outside in the sun.
Fresh air.
Hey, you want the one problem about working in the hospital? Well, the one problem about working in the hospital.
Is breathing recycled air?
That too.
Yeah.
You are talking about project there. No, I was thinking more about the fact that you just see concrete walls all day long. You don't really get to see activities or how bad they look like.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely dead, Jeff. I'm not worried about that. I don't want to touch it though. I'm surprised it's still in the river, to be honest with you. I mean, the turkey vultures up and found it. Yeah. You know what? This is definitely worth the paddle all the way up, though, eh?
It is. This is a great little paddle. Because it's not a straight line. It's nice and private.
Yeah.
You get a lot of wildlife. Like I said before, I wish we had more big birds, and we're surprised with more big birds.
We saw some stuff like, well, we saw an eagle, right? So at least we did see an eagle. Yeah, that I'm surprised, but that kind of is an indication of how much fish is in the river, right?
I was going to say, I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, if there's fish in a river, then there's typically herring around. And same thing for eagles as well. That's the reason why they're beautiful. Where? What am I looking at? Another dead animal. Where?
Garbage there.
Oh, I can smell it. Maybe they're geese. It's the same animal, whatever it is. Make sure you wash your hands when you go home. It's not a good thing when you see dead animals in the river.
Not a lot of birds floating in it.
Yeah, and not a lot of birds in the river. Yeah, you're right. So and no geese.
Nope.
And there's usually geese everywhere. And there's no Canada geese in this river. Now down on the Pittock there is.
Yeah, but that body of water is so much bigger that it probably much easier to dilute it. Whenever they start pumping in here, it's killing stuff.
60 right, we already explored the left. And if you ever try to remember, that dead tree that didn't get knocked down in the storm is a good guidepost. Well, it was nice out of the wind. Now we're back into the wind again. Well, hopefully it's behind us. Hopefully it hasn't shifted. The last time I came up Pittock with Mark, it was a bitch. The wind was in our face the whole time. Coming down the lake, which is normally where you would expect it to go, because it's, you know, it's west on the other side of the lake, so normally it comes from the west. Alright, well, we've gone as far as we can up the Thames River. Actually, probably we could get a little bit further if you don't mind wandering a little bit in the water. So we'll try to get a little bit further up next time, see if we can get all the way to Innerkip. But we got pretty close, we could see houses. So almost to Innerkip anyway. But now we're about to head back under the bridge, back into the mighty Pittock. Because we're down at Roth Park, so we'll paddle down to Roth Park and pull out down there, but it's been a good paddle. Really enjoyed it, and looking forward to coming back. And if you didn't want to spend a half an hour coming up from Roth Park in Pittock, it's actually a very good spot just off to the side of the road. As you can see, the other kayakers over there are putting in there, and that way you can just paddle up the Thames River if you don't want to bother with the rest of the lake. We kind of were looking for that 4-hour cruise today, so that's why we started down at the bottom of the lake, and we're heading back down. We quite enjoy paddling the lake as well, so it's an easy 4 hours up and down if you actually start at the bottom of the lake. Starting here would cut an hour out of that trip. So if you are looking for just a nice paddle up the river, I would highly recommend dropping in where those people are off to the side of the road. And then just paddle up underneath the bridge. It would be a great way. Alright, we're stopping to stretch our legs, and this is one of the backcountry campsites that's available at Pittock Conservation Area, so this is a paddling campsite. We're going to go check it out. Well, we're almost back now. Another 5 minutes. So you can see those buildings off in the distance when we were just coming under the bridge. We're finally past the apartments on the side of Pittock there, and now we're heading down to Roth Park, which is basically that boat ramp that you can see off in the distance. So we're 5 minutes away and then we'll be out of the water. Still going strong after 4 hours. Said you're still going strong after 4 hours.